Well, what a crazy thing, I don't know.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll the tape if that's cool with you. What
Sure.
happened? Okay, are you there?
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah, I talked to Chris Edwards last night.
yeah, I got a little bit of that. So what exactly happened, Steph? What went down?
Well, we had the executive director, Sean Ward, was present, and they opened the meeting. A few people, I don't understand why they don't talk to you or say hello, but I don't really care, but that's okay if they don't want to say hello. And my friend Tanya Burns was there, and she was passing out. She's an Australian on a green card. Her husband and daughter are both Democrats. So she was passing out literature for the Trinity, the Downwinders Vigil will be in Cruces Saturday at the Brannigan Library, and that's important, about the bomb and the fallout and,
Absolutely.
how people have, and so she was trying to get that information out. And Glenn Melton went up to her. I said, I saw Glenn come up to you. I said, was he part of the unwelcome wagon? And she said, yes. He told me when the meeting starts, you need to leave. That was one. Then I guess Matt told her she had to leave, and somebody else told her she had to leave. I forget who the other one was. Oh, I think. Now I'm not sure. I think that Sean Ward also told her that she had to leave. And so all of a sudden, the meeting had started, and our chair, Brianna Martinez, was reading the agenda, and then she went into a thing about how, we all have to behave and all the, like we're kindergarten kids or something. And I found out later on that it was Sean Ward that told her to read that. I told somebody this morning, I said, look, I'm going to be 78 years old. I don't need to be told how to behave. I belong to several organizations, dog clubs, you name it, political organizations. I'm a member of LULAC, and the newer one is at Fuerzas Unidos. I belong to that too. And I've never, ever had this kind of chaos, and I don't even know, I've tried to stay out of it as much as I can. So I'm looking up, I'm sitting at a table with about 3 people, and I look up and I see, as you look out Carino's where the door is, you can see out the window. And here comes 4 officers from Alamogordo. And there was a young black woman and a big, tall German guy, something like Wallerstein or something like that. Anyway, and I thought, where are they coming? Well, they came marching into the room to escort my friend Tanya out. Now, Tanya was told by I'm only saying what they was told, that she was told by an Alamogordo police officer that if someone like Matt Crecilius got up in her space, I'm not saying her face, her space, and he did. She was against the wall, and she said to him, I want you to back up. She said, you got me cornered. So the officer, according to Tanya, told her, if someone like Matt, gets up in your face or whatever, you're to call the police. Well, she did. She called them, but they had already been called to have her removed. So I got up and I said, they need 4 police officers to escort an unarmed woman out of a meeting. I said, it's not like she murdered somebody, but, would you only send one? I'm only making a joke. Anyway, so I went outside. So I got up, I left. I got up, I said, I'm out of here, goodbye. I packed up my stuff and left. So I went outside, and the police officer, she shook their hand and said she was glad that they came. And I guess what ensued, the night manager said, I can't have the same stuff that happened last month. And she said, well, I had nothing to do with last month. I wasn't here. But she said, I do think best for all that you do leave. So I walked out and sort of like solidarity, like what the heck's going on here,
Unbelievable.
I know, it's like crazy stuff.
So,
Brianna sent out an email the other day, and at the bottom it said, if you wish to participate, you cannot cause a disturbance. And had I stayed, I was going to ask her to qualify what is a disturbance.
That means not seeing things 100% their way, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that not hardly anybody talked to me, and I really don't care, But I thought, well, what are we doing? I had something written that I was going to read, and I didn't get the opportunity, but I will put something, I'll write it and put it out on Facebook. So, whatever, I said to Chris, they think I'm a loser, well, what have you all done lately? Why they're taking on the hospital, a multi-million-dollar company on both sides, for me, I wish they would take on the county commission and find out why they're spending $20,000 on dues to an outfit that only is going to benefit one sector of the population. And then Vicki wanted $2,500 dues for something. She made the statement that her job there is to protect cows. No, your job there is to work for the people. Cows don't have a vote.
Not yet, anyway.
The Constitution.
I think the day is coming where cows will be voting, but,
you never know.
Wouldn't shock me at this point,
lobby.
Wow. So
it was quite interesting, but I walked out. I thought, nah, I don't need this. So I guess Miss Swanson called me about grooming her dogs, but she said, she said something to me, and I said, well, I'm giving it some serious thought. Maybe I'll just change to independent where I don't have to behave. I don't have to answer to anybody,
There you go.
Oh, she said, well, I hope you don't. I said, well, I'll give it some good serious thought. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if they're going to, with all due respect, if they're going to treat you like that, then why would you want to be a part of it?
That's true. That's very true. I mean, they didn't help me. Nobody even went to my aid when Coy was yelling at me at the meeting, And as I called the AG, when that went on, and one of the assistant AGs called me and said, yeah, I saw the video. You gave as good as you got. I thought, what? Anyway. So Coy's deal comes up Friday.
Yeah.
On that trespass and harassment. But the judge is...
I don't know about that one. That is such a sticky wicket because the gentleman that's staying in the home has a very, shall we say, interesting and checkered past.
Okay.
He's squatting, and apparently this is not the first time he's done this. He's done this all over the country. Now, the property, as I understand it, belongs to Coy's mother. So,
Susan, yeah.
So, Coy officially should not have been in that position of trying to evict the guy. Plus,
right.
You and I both know New Mexico's squatter laws make absolutely no sense. You can. Right. It is if someone used to pay you and doesn't, it is fairly easy to get that person evicted. But if they just moved into your place and have never paid a nickel and refuse to, good luck getting them out anytime soon. Figure that one out.
Yeah, I had that situation in Deming. A friend of mine that used to show dogs for a kennel that I was acquainted with back east had moved in, and he was in the hospital, and these people came in and became the personal representative, and when he got out of the hospital, all his furniture was missing. They sold everything, and there wasn't a thing he could do about it.
I don't know. That I guess that's going to be another rabbit hole, and I dare not jump in there today.
Really, yeah. What about?
But I am concerned about the way you were treated. It just doesn't seem right. You've been an activist and a member of the Democratic Party of Otero County since, what was it, the Jefferson administration? Is that about right?
Well, that's part of what I was going to talk about. I registered as a Democrat. I was 21 years old, so that was 56 years ago. So I've been a Democrat not only in 2 states, but also in 2 counties in New Mexico. So I've lived here in New Mexico 45 years, 12 in Deming and 33 in Otero. So I was county chair here twice and vice chair once, and then I served as a CD2 vice chair for all or parts of 19 counties, which included a little sliver at Isleta of Bernalillo County. So I visited all those counties. I told them I'm not here to micromanage. I'm here if you need me, if you need my help. I have run several of their meetings to elect their chair and their state central committee along with Stephen Jones. And, it's just, sometimes it's not about winning elections. It's about having a presence. I'm president of the Red Brick Restoration, the school out there, and I invited Joe Lewandowski to come and talk with us, and he made some very good points on that you can apply to everything. He said you have to stop and think not about a 20,000 square foot building, but about the first room that you're going to attack and finish. You get it done. You break it down, sort of. And
Absolutely.
then, he put that sign up at the Dudley School, and they said, well, there's nothing being done. Why would you put up a sign? He said to garner backing, and people would be asking questions and saying, oh, this is great, So, I think a lot of his philosophy can go to a lot of things, that you just have to break things down. You have to have a presence, and that's the, in a county where we're sort of persona non grata, all you can do is make a presence and try to do some good things for the community. I went up to the meeting in Bent with Amy, or with, I should say, Commissioner Barella, the roads guy, and the other guy, what's his name, Murphy?
I think so, yeah.
And they're concerned about some of the infrastructure. Their roads are, and the grading, and I don't know the roads, but I showed up because Mr. Barone had asked me if I would come. And it was wonderful. Maybe they should have been a little better organized, but Amy took everything down on the phone, and she said Thursday she's going to put a lot of that out at the meeting, the concerns, and then what's feasible and what's not feasible, and, do we have the funds to do it, and, the regular stuff. So I was real glad. They've had about 20, 25 people there from the community, but that was good. That's always good when an elected official comes and shows that they care enough. And then they were going to leave there and they were going to look at the actual roads that they were talking about. So I was really impressed with that,
Absolutely, that, I can imagine.
They had a chance to voice their stuff, and and she was very gracious and very, very with the input. She was very engaging with the folks there. So that was real good, I thought.
That's valid point there. I don't know.